So yesterday we had a member of our group ask me to make a video on how to get over your fear of failure. And so here's that video. I don't know if you've ever experienced this before, but like many people, I have failed many times in my life at many things. I've failed relationships, failed businesses, failed jobs. And so when you fail a lot, you start to become afraid to try again, because you're afraid of failing again. And the more you think about it, the more you talk yourself out of doing things, because you don't want to feel that pain of failure again. And so you might be sacrificing your future happiness for today's comfort. You could be giving up on your dreams just because you're scared to try, because you do not want to feel that pain of failure. And that is why in today's video, I wanted to share with you 3 ways that will help you prove yourself wrong so that you can take action. Take that leap of faith. The first thing you want to do when you are trying to get over your fear of failure is to write down everything that you have accomplished in your life. So I want you to go all the way back. Start from your childhood. What were some of the things you accomplished there? Maybe you were voted most likely to succeed by your class. Maybe you won an award for something you did. Maybe you got good grades. Maybe you learned how to ride a bike. Maybe you made friends even though you were really shy. It doesn't matter what it is, just write it down. Make a list of all the things that you have accomplished in your life. And then you want to do it one step further. For each accomplishment, you want to write down how you felt when you accomplished those things. You want to get into the feelings of it. Why? Because when we accomplish things, we feel good. We feel proud. We feel happy. And so by writing down these accomplishments and the feeling that they brought you, you're creating a reference point for your mind to tap into every time that you want to start a new project, every time you want to do something that you've been putting off. Why? Because when you finish that new project, or when you take that action that you've been wanting to take, you're going to feel the same way. You're going to feel accomplished. You're going to feel proud. And so by having that reference point of how amazing that feeling feels, you're going to want to repeat that. You're going to be more likely to take action the next time around. So take the time to sit down and write down all the things that you have accomplished in your life. Include small things and big things. It doesn't matter, just include them. And then write down how that made you feel. Create a reference point for your mind to look back on when you're feeling afraid to take action. The second thing that you want to do when you are trying to get over your fear of failure is to look at the things that you haven't done and convince yourself that you can do them. See, when we feel like we've never done something before, we might think that we don't have what it takes to do it. And so what I want you to do is I want you to take the things that you haven't done yet, and I want you to write down why you can do them. I'll give you an example. So for me, when I was in college, I knew that I wanted to get a job in marketing after I graduated. And so I started looking at all the different marketing agencies in the area, and I started applying to their internships. And I remember vividly sitting there in the room, filling out these applications and thinking to myself, I don't have any experience. How am I going to get an internship? All the other applicants have more experience than I do. There's no way I'm going to get chosen. And I talked myself out of submitting a bunch of applications. But then I decided to flip it, and I thought to myself, well, I have transferable skills. I worked at Starbucks for 2 years. I know how to work with people. I know how to work under pressure. I know how to solve problems. Those are all skills that will help me be successful in a marketing agency. I have experience working on projects at school. I have experience leading teams at school. I can do this. I have what it takes to be successful in this role. Once I started convincing myself that I had what it takes, I submitted a couple more applications, and guess what? I ended up getting an interview, and I ended up getting an internship. Why? Because I convinced myself that I could do it. I convinced myself that I had what it took. And that's what you need to do. Write down all the things that you want to accomplish, and then write down why you can do them. Write down the evidence that you have that you can do it. And once you see it in black and white, once you see all the evidence, you're going to realize that you can do it too. Now, the third thing that I want you to do is to think of someone that you admire and look up to. Think of someone that you want to be more like, someone who has accomplished the things that you want to accomplish. And I want you to study them. I want you to find out everything you can about them. I want you to find out how they got to where they are today. What were the steps that they took? What were the actions that they took? What kind of person were they when they started? How did they grow into the person that they are today? And then I want you to compare yourself to them. Now, obviously, you're not going to be the same person. You're not going to do things the same way. But there's probably a lot of similarities. Maybe you both love reading. Maybe you both work out. Maybe you both meditate. Look for those similarities. Study them and implement them into your own life. By studying someone who is already where you want to be, you're going to figure out the steps that you need to take to get there. You're going to gain that knowledge and that experience without having to go through all the trial and error yourself. You can learn from their mistakes, you can learn from their successes, you can learn from their strategies, and then implement those into your own life. And by doing that, I promise you that you will be able to accomplish anything that you set your mind to. So now I want to hear from you. What is the biggest thing that is holding you back from accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish? What are you afraid of? Is it failure? Is it rejection? Is it not living up to other people's expectations? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like. I put out videos like this every single week. And with that being said, I'll see you next week.